All right, this is for the game I made. Basically, the one of the games I had made. It's called Mallory Richmond, and it's a cool game. And you got to find out what happened to Mallory Richmond. This is one of the evidence to the story, to the game I'm in.
Date: November 21st, 2030. Location: Henderson Antiques, Vienna, Illinois. Suspect: Henry Engelberg. Witness: Jenny Henderson, Caucasian American, late 40s, store owner. Summary of events: Henry entered the store shortly after returning from the motel. Began pocketing items, including a 1933 Golden Double Eagle $20 coin, a rare and historically controversial piece. Claimed he was giving it to his friend Mallard, despite Mallard's confirmed death. Asked Jenny if the coin was real gold. She confirmed. When asked to pay, Henry blew a kiss and exited without payment. Jenny immediately contacted local authorities. Psychological profile update: Henry's delusion, referring to Mallard as if alive suggests denial or symbolic ritualism. Behavioral shift: from calculated murderer to erratic thief, possibly unraveling under pressure. Symbolism of the coin: the 1933 Double Eagle is infamous for its rarity and legal controversy. Henry's choice may reflect deeper obsession with legacy, value, or rebellion. Investigative leads: surveillance footage. Review store cameras for theft and demeanor. Coin authentication: confirm if the Double Eagle is genuine or a replica. Could be worth millions. Police report: Jenny's statement will be crucial in establishing Henry's mental state and criminal intent. Motel records: cross-reference checkout time with store entry for timeline precision. This moment could be a turning point. Henry's descent into erratic behavior might expose new vulnerabilities or lead investigators to his next move. Want help drafting Jenny's police statement or building a psychological breakdown of Henry's obsession with Mallard? This moment adds a disturbing layer to Henry Engelberg's unraveling. He's not just fleeing, he's actively involving minors in criminal activity, and doing so with a twisted sense of justification. Let's break it down into a case file entry that fits your mystery's tone and structure. Gun incident report: illegal firearm transfer to minors. Date: November 21st, 2030. Location: unknown alley near Vienna. Ill suspect: Henry Engelberg. Minors involved: Bethany, age 13, Charlotte, age 14. Summary of events: while evading law enforcement, Henry encounters Bethany and Charlotte. Hands them the firearm used in Mallard's murder, saying, "You can protect yourself now from anybody." Warns them not to reveal his next move, pawning the stolen 1933 Golden Double Eagle coin. Leaves the scene immediately after, heading toward a local pawn shop. Legal implications: unlawful transfer of a firearm to minors, with evidence disposing of the murder weapon, endangerment of children. Profilers note: greater than, Henry's decision to give the gun to children isn't just reckless, it's symbolic. He's passing on violence under the guise of protection, revealing a warped moral compass and a desire to leave behind a legacy of fear. Would you like to build the pawn shop scene next? How Henry tries to sell the coin, what the shop owner notices, and whether law enforcement catches up. Or maybe we explore Bethany and Charlotte's reaction and how investigators track the weapon. This story's getting darker, sharper, and more emotionally charged with every turn. Whoa, that scene hits like a whirlwind. The desperation, the deceit, the abrupt emotional fallout. It's like Henry's chaos infected Chuck for one last volatile transaction.
Y'all gotta see
Let me
this.
spin this into a gritty case file moment. Money bag transaction log. Sudden sale of stolen coin. Date: November 21st, 2030. Location: Chuck's Pawn and Curio, Vienna. Ill owner: Chuck, bald piercings. Warring customer: Henry Engelberg. Summary of events: time: just before closing. Tension heavy in the air. Henry stumbles in with the rare 1933 Golden Double Eagle. Chuck, jaded and short-tempered, eyes it with suspicion. Well, dude, where did you get this coin from? Henry's lie is quick and emotional. Got it from my grandma. due before she passed. It was very sad. Chuck runs a quick test. It's genuine gold. An impulsive burst. Chuck unloads his entire safe contents. You want $1 million? Here, take everything. In fact, here's $2 million. Then get the FK out. I hate this business. Chuck announces he's done. Planning to leave town for Alton. Flush with cash, replies, I'm going to spend it in loss. Profiler's note, greater than. Chuck's meltdown feels less like a business deal and more like a last gasp. Henry didn't just sell a coin. He sold a thread of deception so well woven it snapped Chuck's will to stay. The $1 million question now. What price will Henry pay in LA? Dot. This moment is ripe for consequences. Maybe the coin is later traced. Maybe Chuck's outburst raises suspicions. Or maybe Henry's lavish spending in LA catches the wrong kind of attention. Want to push the story westward now, or follow the ripple effects left behind in Vienna?
Yeah, they'll
This is a
definitely come
haunting
after
chapter
you.
in Henry Engelberg's
Feds.
descent, one that peels back layers of trauma, cruelty, and buried truths. Let's capture it as a psychological case file entry, steeped in emotional weight and investigative tension. Brain case file. Arrest in Los Angeles and group home history. Date of arrest. December 3, 2030. Location. Los Angeles, California. Suspects. Henry Engelberg. Erica Outhouse. Age. Late 30s. Background. Henry and Erica met in a group home years earlier, the same facility where Mallard once resided. The environment was toxic. Henry frequently mocked Mallard's weight, demeaned him, and begged or stole money. Erica, diagnosed with schizophrenia and epilepsy, suffered frequent seizures. Mallard, despite being mistreated, often helped others selflessly, even when it cost him emotionally. Staff at the home were neglectful and abusive, especially toward Mallard. Buried trauma. A staff member named Mel allegedly sexually assaulted Mallard. The incident was never reported, deeply repressed and denied by the institution. Mallard eventually left the group home to start a new life with his wife, carrying invisible scars. Profiler's note, greater than. This isn't just a story of crime. It's a story of survival in a system that failed its most vulnerable. Henry's arrest in LA is the climax of a life shaped by cruelty, manipulation, and buried pain.
Yes.
Erica's presence
Yes.
adds complexity. Two broken souls clinging to each other, forged in the same fire that burned Mallard. This opens up a powerful direction. We could explore Mallard's healing journey, or dive into the investigation that finally exposes the group home's dark history. Want to build out the interrogation scene next, or maybe a flashback from Mallard's perspective? Absolutely, this is the moment where justice tightens its grip. Let's lay out the full courtroom breakdown, with each suspect's charges and the dramatic hearing that follows. Here's how it unfolds. Court docket. State of Illinois versus Engelberg et al. Date of hearing. January 17, 2031. Location. Johnson County Courthouse, Vienna. Ill presiding judge, Hun. Marla K. Dorsey. Charges. First-degree murder, Mallard. Illegal transfer of a firearm to minors. Tampering with evidence. Possession and sale of stolen property, Golden Double Eagle coin, fraudulent misrepresentation. Endangering minors. Conspiracy to obstruct justice. Courtroom notes. Greater than. Henry appeared disheveled, defiant, and unrepentant. His lawyer argued diminished capacity due to schizophrenia, but the prosecution presented evidence of calculated manipulation and prior abuse. Defendant. Erica Outhouse. Charges. Aiding and abetting a fugitive. Conspiracy to obstruct justice. Fraudulent concealment of mental health records. Neglect of medical care, epilepsy-related incidents. Verbal and psychological abuse of Mallard, historic. Courtroom notes. Greater than. Erica's schizophrenia and epilepsy were acknowledged, but the court emphasized her role in perpetuating abuse and enabling Henry's crimes. Her erratic behavior during the hearing prompted a brief recess. Defendant. Chuck Warren, pawn shop owner. Charges. Possession and purchase of stolen property. Failure to report suspicious transaction. Money laundering via unrecorded cash transfer. Courtroom notes. Greater than Chuck's meltdown during the coin sale was replayed in court. His defense claimed emotional instability and burnout, but the judge noted his failure to follow protocol and report the coin's origin. Defendants: Bethany and Charlotte minors. Charges: no formal charges filed due to age. Placed under protective custody, subject to psychological evaluation and counseling. Courtroom notes. Greater than the court recognized their vulnerability and manipulation by Henry. Their testimony was pivotal in tracing the firearm and exposing Henry's twisted logic. Defendant: Mel Group Home Staff. Charges: sexual assault historic, against Mallard, abuse of authority, failure to report incidents, obstruction of institutional investigations.
Why she touching people, bro?
Greater than Mel's crimes were unearthed through Mallard's testimony and corroborated by former staff. The courtroom fell silent as the buried trauma was laid bare. Mel showed no remorse. Victim impact statement. Mallard: greater than, I bent my back for people who broke me. I gave kindness and got cruelty. But today, I stand, not for revenge, but for truth. The hearing adjourned with the judge ordering psychiatric evaluations, forensic audits, and a follow-up trial date for sentencing. The courtroom buzzed with tension, grief, and a strange sense of closure. Would you like to write the sentencing scene next? Or maybe explore Mallard's life after the trial, how he rebuilds, or how the community responds? This story's got layers, and you're peeling them back like a master storyteller. You've built a deeply moving and psychologically intense story, rich in character depth, timeline complexity, and social commentary. I'd love to help bring it to life. While I can't generate a downloadable PDF file directly, I can lay out the full contents of your mystery game here in a way that's formatted, detailed, and ready for you to copy into a document or design platform of your choice. Detective Murder Mystery Game, Shadows Beneath the Arch. Video game overview. Theme: Criminal Minds style psychological thriller. Main crime: the murder of Mallard Richmond. Player goal: analyze clues, profiles, and evidence to uncover the truth behind the crime, and challenge what justice really means. Person standing character profiles. Mallard Richmond. Born Elvis Cargill in St. Louis, later changed his name. Survivor of psychiatric trauma and institutional abuse. Married to Rebecca Richmond, gained fame through YouTube. Victim of hate-fueled murder by Henry Engelberg. Cooking knife Henry Engelberg. 40-year-old white male, diagnosed with severe bipolar disorder. Displays Nazi and Confederate symbolism. Filmed and executed Mallard near the St. Louis Arch. Manipulated others and posted the murder to YouTube. Keyshawn and Natalie. Ages 31 and 32. Coerced at gunpoint to help dispose of Mallard's body. Transported Henry to the crime scene and witnessed the murder. Heartbreak Rebecca Richmond. Mallard's widow.
What do you call it?
Shattered and interrogated as a suspect. Defends Mallard's legacy during the hearing. Bust in silhouette Angelica McFarland. Former group home resident and trusted friend of Mallard. Knew truths about Mallard's past and offered emotional support. Her relationship with him is deeply layered but ambiguous. Shield Felicia Jones. State-appointed guardian who placed Mallard in the abusive group home. Faces moral scrutiny and legal consequences for institutional neglect. Chuck Warren. Antique shop owner who impulsively buys stolen coin from Henry. May be guilty of buying stolen goods and money. Girl Bethany and Charlotte. Minors aged 13 and 14. Illegally given Mallard's murder weapon by Henry. Protected and removed from the case after testimony. Mel. Former group home staff member. Later revealed to have sexually assaulted Mallard. Faces charges stemming from buried trauma and silence. Brain key evidence. Henry's hate video. Posted November 16, 2030. Crime scene. Mallard shot and burned near St. Louis Arch, November 20, 2030. Surveillance footage. Shows Natalie and Keyshawn dragging the body under duress. Antique theft. Henry steals and sells 1933 Double Eagle coin for $2 million. Social media comment. Mackenzie McFarland mocks Mallard's death on YouTube. Firearm transfer, given to minors before Henry's escape to Los Angeles. Arrest scene. Henry caught with Erica Outhouse, both tied to past group home abuse. Courtroom summary. Date. January 17, 2031. Location. Vienna, Ill Judge, Hun. Marla K. Dorsey. Receipt charges. Defendant charges Henry Engelbert murder, coercion, illegal firearm transfer, evidence tampering Erica Outhouse, harboring fugitive, verbal abuse, conspiracy Keyshawn and Natalie, no formal charges, coerced under duress, Felicia Jones negligence,
I didn't
abuse
know
of
it was
authority,
3 judges.
institutional failure, Chuck Warren, possession of stolen property, failure to report, laundering, Bethany and Charlotte, protected minors, no charges, Mel, group home staff, sexual assault, obstruction, institutional abuse. Finale. Greater than, Mallard bent his back to help those who broke him. His story isn't just a tragedy, it's a question. Who really watches the watchers? If you'd like, I can turn this layout into text you can paste into a PDF editor like Canva, Google Docs, or Word. Or I can help design a visual structure for how the game pages should look. Want me to guide that next?
And that's it, fellers.